What's the deal, y'all? This your man King Eric, the media assassin, coming at y'all with another video. So, in seeing how Bret the Hitman Hart has basically set off a firestorm with his comments about Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels being alleged lovers, he caught a lot of flack from the industry, a lot of the backlash. And it gives me back to the time where Suge Knight broke his silence and started doing podcasts, and he started talking about the same thing, like Death Row days, Tupac, Snoop Dogg. Bret, he just like Suge in a way. He's in his era. 96, 97, that's where he's staying. And he's shitting on everybody from that time period. Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon, Triple H, Eric Bischoff, Goldberg, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Jake the Snake Roberts. These wrestlers are just like rappers, man. They just hold grudges. And this week you had Booker T, who's been saying that Bret Hart has been all over the place lately. Booker T observed it's like everything nuclear, everything just burned, like everything burned. Why? I mean, I know Bret has his issues with Goldberg, and those issues are deep rooted for what happened inside the ring. But one thing I must say, stuff that happens in the ring, it happens. I don't think none of us go out in the middle of the ring and try to hurt somebody on purpose or anything like that. Booker T expresses concern that Hart's comments may be doing irreparable damage to his relationships with the industry. Some like Suge, he noticed the importance of being able to coexist with peers and celebrate the past without animosity. Some of this stuff you just can't walk back. Booker T warned, we're going to see at one point, and not to be able to relive some of the greatest moments in history of this business, because the business, it got to be really lonely, dark at the end of this ride. And I would just say, I just think Bret is just a much better person than the person we've been seeing as of late. I know he is. I don't know what triggered this whole thing with Bret and Shawn, because I was thinking that, you know, they did the DVD together and they squashed it supposedly, and I don't know what happened, but it could have been the fact that the WWE threw Bret out. I think they did him the same way they did West Side Gun at the event recently. Let me check that out. Hold on one second. Because Bret said that the WWE recently invited Bret Hart to attend SummerSlam as a guest, but upon arrival, they told him they had no seat for him, despite finding one for Kevin Nash, which left Hart feeling disrespected and unappreciated for his contributions, highlighting a perceived lack of value for his legacy despite his legendary status. This incident occurred recently around August 2025, not during his active wrestling career. It said the invitation was sent by the WWE by Bret Hart to be in the crowd at SummerSlam. When Hart arrived at the venue, he was told there was no seats available for him. He said he expressed being disappointed, stating that I might realize that I don't think they fully appreciate me. There is no certain appreciation for anything that I did. But you gotta look at it like this, Bret, and I got a lot of love for you, man. You've been talking shit about Triple H for 10 years. And I understand. The man's a sandbag booker. The man played the game. No pun intended. And you know I did a video about that. But you gotta realize that this is a relationship-based business. You know what I mean? You saying that his matches are 4 out of 10. You saying he's not a great wrestler like that. I mean, and now he's running the company. I'm like, what do you expect, Bret? You know, they're not gonna let you in with a whole ton of hugs and Hallmark cards. I mean, I understand the gripe. Don't think that I don't. And then on top of that, when y'all was on WrestleMania with Stone Cold, where he tried hugging you, you rolled your eyes. I understand why you don't like him, but you gotta realize, man, the guy is kind of running the company now, so they're not gonna let you in and give you the king treatment. You're doing the Suge Knight thing, like Suge will sit there, he'll prop you up. Yeah, I ain't got nothing against him, you know, and you know and then he'll say something like, next thing you know, he said, I see Pop walking in, and Pop just snot Snoop in the face, you know. And then Dre, I don't got nothing against homosexuals, but, you know, Dre gay. You know, Michelle A., They used to play footsie. Oh, you mean you? I'm like, how you gonna sit there and do that? Because you know, as people get up in age and everything, they just start giving less of a fuck. But Brad is getting to that Suge Knight lane. Like, he just in the 90s, and when he gonna go, it's gonna resent old feelings. Because you gotta look at it like this. That one day changed his life. Bret Hart, that is. He felt as though going back to the screw job, everything in his life just went downhill. Everything that tied into what happened to him later on is the reason why he's bitter. Because had they honored their word and let Bret go out with his dignity and held a high, because they even agreed. See, this is the thing that people don't understand. They agreed to a DQ finish with the Hart Foundation and DX having a run in, and then Bret was gonna relinquish the title and drop it the next day. But they reneged, they backstabbed him in front of his own country. And then he ended up going to WCW where he got hurt and he couldn't put it in, he didn't put no heart in it. So following that, Owen dies, Bulldog dies, Pillman dies, Neidhart dies, both his parents die. He recently survived cancer. He suffered a stroke. They were burying him for almost 10 years, mocking the screw job. I mean, I understand that he has his days where you like, man, one day it's like, fuck y'all, but then I got love for y'all. But everything that he felt happened, which led to the downfall of everything from the depths that he experienced, ties to the screw job. He feels in his mind, if they didn't screw him and he was able to stay in the WWE, his life would have turned out better. Same way with Suge. Like, if Suge felt that, he didn't get Tupac in that situation, that Pop would be alive and things would have turned out better to this day. But instead, he's looking at everything from a 2x2 cell. But that's an interesting contrast that I wanted to point out, man. So, hope everything is okay with Bret, man. I mean, you giving us great content, big salute to you. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Subscribe, hit the like button, peace.